Hell yeah. At episode 32.
Already?
Between a rock and a boulder rock.
Feels like just yesterday we were doing episode 31.
Does.
Man, how the time flies.
It's almost like we're in the Matrix.
Okay. Speaking of
Much
Matrix.
Yeah, much like the Wachowskis wanted us to be in a Konami. Well, I guess more so a Kojima made
Yeah.
Matrix game.
Yeah, get your facts right.
Those are my facts, and that was still technically correct.
No.
It was.
No.
So the Wachowskis approached Konami wanting Kojima to make a Matrix game. Shortly after the first movie had came out.
Apologize about that.
Which first movie that would have been before the second Metal Gear Solid came out, and Konami fucking shut it down completely. Hard shut it down. So much so that Kojima wasn't even aware. Which is really lame. Could you imagine how freaking cool a Kojima Metal Gear game or Matrix game? Fuck, dude. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
This kid's bald.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. My dog barked. You lost your train of thought. It's fine. That would have been sick.
Too many similar names. Kojima, Konami, Metal Gear, Matrix.
You said between Metal Gear 1 and 2? Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2? Well, it would have been
after 1, but it would have been before the second game released, yeah.
When did the second one come out? 2002?
I think 2002, yeah.
Damn. So, like...
And it was after the first movie.
Well, the Matrix came out... Wait, it came out in 99? I thought it came out in 2001.
Pretty sure it was 99. I might be wrong about that.
Oh, shit. I don't remember. I was little.
Yeah. March 31st of 99.
Damn. That would have been pretty sick. Dude, I look like I'm fucking stoned out of my ass right now. I'm not. I'm just tired.
He is.
You can see my fucking dark circles. God damn,
dude
brother.
Has never been more stoned before in his life.
True. Except for when I got stoned for infidelity. I mean,
yeah.
No, I like stoned to death. That was the joke. I actually did get high one time by accident off of paint thinner. Wood stain. It was wood stain, not paint thinner, my bad. Dude. We were staining wood in a warehouse because we were making benches for a park, and we were staining, and I was sitting on the bucket, like on top of the bucket, and the bucket was open, so I was just breathing in the fucking fumes, and at some point I was like, holy shit, my fucking head hurts.
This dude was boofing paint thinner. That is fucking
It was
insane.
wood stain. It was wood stain. I was like 16 and no one told me
what boofing was.
That you could get high from that. But like once it happened, I was like, oh yeah, duh, obviously you can, like,
yeah,
duh. But like before, I just didn't even like think about it. Like I didn't even consider that was a possibility, so the thought never crossed my mind.
I mean, that's honestly fair. Like, who would have just instantly thought about that when they see a seat, you know? True.
Who would have thought that was a seat?
That's also fair, I guess. So back to Kojima Matrix game. That would have been fucking sick.
True.
I can't even begin to imagine like how cool it would have been. So we obviously did get at least 2 Matrix games, both of which I've played. They're older. So Enter the Matrix came out first in 2003, and it sold 5 million units worldwide. Which was pretty big for
a movie video game.
Yeah. So then the Matrix Path of Neo released in 2005, and there are no concrete details on the sales of that. I'm assuming they probably were not good.
Probably not. I remember that game, and I remember seeing one commercial for that game and then never hearing about it ever again.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I had Game Informer, like the magazine at that time, a subscription to that. And was it Game Informer? Some game magazine. It might have been something else. But it might have been like GameSpot or something like that. 'Cause I think they had a magazine also, right?
Hell yeah.
Who the fuck?
I think so.
Dude, fucking magazines. No, it wasn't Game Informer. I think it was GameSpot. Let me see. Did they have a magazine?
I have a magazine. I have a podcast too, actually.
True. I mean, it was like a website, obviously, but I don't know. It's some game magazine. I don't think it was Game Informer.
Hell yeah.
But they had like, normally when new games would come out, they'd have like a fucking like a panel or like at least a page or at least a little like blurb, and like I don't even think they had like a full paragraph for that game. For the
so that I actually thought that Path of Neo was cooler than Enter the Matrix, personally. So Enter the Matrix, it doesn't have Neo in it. You play as what the hell were their names? Was it Ghost and what was Jada Pinkett Smith's character name? Anyways, you get to play as her or her partner, like in the movies. And depending on who you play as, like it actually like kind of changes the story a little bit. But
hell yeah.
Neo was always like my favorite fucking character, so I didn't really care that much about that game. Like the combat was kind of cool, I guess, but Path of Neo, you actually obviously play as Neo, and you get to like unlock all of the cool ass abilities he can do, like stopping the bullets and stuff like that, which is really cool.
That's pretty cool.
So I don't know. I thought that game was a lot cooler. Getting to play as Neo was pretty sick,
dude.
And you actually, by the end of the game, you actually feel pretty overpowered.
Hell yeah. Just like the movie.
Exactly.
Dude, freaking Lawrence Fishburne. I always forget that Lawrence Fishburne is Morpheus. And I think it was yesterday, my mom was saying something about Lawrence Fishburne, and she's like, "Oh yeah, you know Lawrence Fishburne." And I was like, "Yeah, I know the name." I was like, "But I can't picture what he looks like." I was like, "What was he in that I would know him from?" And she was like, "I don't know." And she named like a couple movies that I just like didn't know. And if she would have just said The Matrix, I would have been like, "Oh, of course."
Yeah,
But
she was probably like Apocalypse Now. Like, I don't even know what else he's been in. Honestly,
just
other than
some
The
crazy.
Matrix.
Yeah.
The fourth Predator movie.
Was he in
that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That might actually be why she brought it up. Because he was in something that she watched recently and was like, "Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne." And I was like, I don't know.
Fuck yeah, this dude just said Humegalol about Lawrence Fishburne.
I just couldn't think of what he looked like. Like the name, obviously. I was like, yeah, the name. What did she watch?
He's honestly a solid actor. I kind of wish he'd get more stuff.
True.
I've always liked him ever since I saw him in The Matrix.
Well, now I need to message her and ask her what fucking movie she was talking about.
Just call her up.
Or maybe it was a TV show.
She can be our first guest.
Was it Running with the Devil? I think that's what it was. It was Running with the Devil that came out in
Running with the Devil
with Nick Cage. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. Is that a newer movie? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
not.
It came out in 2019.
Oh.
So new-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something that she was like, "Oh yeah, whatever, this movie," and I was like, "I've never even heard of that movie." She'd be finding the weird shit on Netflix and watching it, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, did you watch this movie?" And it's like some campy ass like it's like C tier movie, and it's like, "Mom, I've never even heard of that."
What in the straight to DVD shit is this?
Literally. Straight to the garbage can, half of them.
Damn.
True. But I don't know. A Kojima led Matrix game would have been quite sick. Could you imagine the like psychological like ride he could take you on? With the Matrix IP?
Yeah, it just really sucks we didn't end up getting that. The sky was the limit with something like that.
It could have been really ass, honestly. Maybe it would have ruined his career. Who knows?
Oh, shit, I would imagine.
In an alternate timeline, they let him make it, and so the problem with Konami is like they dabble in video games, but they are all about their pachinko machines. Like that's what Konami cares about. So we end up losing out because we're not gambling.
That's true. So moving on, the Nintendo patent, which we have been talking about a few times in a few different podcast episodes. One section of it was denied, which is pretty big. Does not completely throw out the lawsuit that Nintendo is pursuing the Pal World devs over, but so the JPO denied the patent as it lacks originality. And they referenced Monster Hunter, Ark, Pal World, and Pokemon Go as reasons why that patent lacks originality. As I mentioned, this is not like necessarily the nail in the coffin for the lawsuit. However, this could very easily sway the judge in the decision.
Pokemon Go being on the list against Nintendo is kind of hilarious.
It's super hilarious
because it's not developed, for those of you who don't know, it's not developed by an in-house Nintendo company. Who was that? Cygames or something? No.
Is it Niantic?
Niantic. They actually sold their shit to someone else recently. They either sold Pokemon or the whole company got sold to the Saudi Arabian government / Scopely for $3.5 billion 7 months ago, apparently.
Scopely.
Yeah, so dude, they have been snatching up all the companies, dude. But yeah, so the Saudis have control of Niantic.
They have been. That kind of worries me. I mean, as long as the quality doesn't dip and like stuff still stays good, like whatever.
True.
But, I don't know. Monopolies are rarely ever good, and they're about to have a fucking monopoly on the gaming market.
They really are. Pal World is coming back, is what I've been seeing people saying about this small W for the gaming community at large, but I don't know. They could still rule that game is a copyright infringement and adios those kids, or patent infringement at this point.
Yeah, they could. I don't know. The patent getting clapped, or at least one of the patents getting clapped, is pretty big. It is not the nail in the coffin, like I said, but I mean, that was a big portion. So the particular patent that did not get approved was the mechanic of capturing an animal or like a on-screen beast, and like successfully capturing it, recalling it, and being able to like throw it out yourself. That's a pretty big portion of the lawsuit. Like it was only one patent. I think there was like 3 or 4 patents, I believe. Or I guess at least 3 or 4 like really important ones. So that is a pretty big patent in like in general for the lawsuit. So
yeah,
that not getting approved, I feel like is probably the nail in the coffin personally.
Hopefully. How many times do I have to teach this old man?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Nintendo's just a bunch of bullies. Like they're just swinging their money around because they can.
It sucks because like all these Japanese companies used to make fire games and like be on top, and then they all got really fucking greedy. I mean, maybe they were always greedy. I don't know, but
shout out capitalism.
Yeah, true. We fucked up Japan. We dropped the sun on them twice, and then we fucking gave them capitalism.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Japan was way more fucked up before we dropped the sun on them. Them imperialist views they had were crazy.
I'm gonna drop a fucking sun on you.
You're gonna impregnate me?
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks. It's a boy.
Yeah, it's a bald.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is getting a substantial update.
True. So Nintendo just dropped that they're doing a Switch 2 version, Switch 2 upgrade, which is paid. It costs money, $5. Which like is fine, I think. I think $5 is okay.
Yeah, that's not bad in my opinion.
I mean, you're not getting much. It's like better graphics, but like the game didn't have amazing graphics to begin with, so whatever. But if people are willing to pay $10,
better too, right?
Yeah, I would hope so. They didn't actually say anything about performance, so I don't know. I would assume the game just runs better on Switch 2, regardless. But you know, Legend of Zelda upgrade was $10. I think one of the Pokemon games had an upgrade. Scarlet and Violet, I think those are both $10 also. So the fact that it's only $5 is pretty awesome. But that's not the big thing, right? The big thing is they're dropping a free content update. Sorry, not yet. It is like an upgrade though. Their last free update that dropped content was on November 4th, 2021. And this is coming out January 15th, 2026. So almost 5 years. Almost. Just a little over 4 years, I should say. Which is that's pretty big.
That is pretty big.
For a game that most people thought support was dead for them to even drop anything is incredible. And man, are they dropping something. Yeah, I wrote down everything they're doing. So for the Switch 2 version upgrade, you get graphics are improved. They're giving Joy-Con mouse controls to some features of the game. They are adding a new item called the megaphone, which you can use the built-in mic on the Switch 2 to call out to your villagers. Which that's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
They're giving us Nintendo Switch party chat. Hooray! Everyone loves fake Discord Nintendo Switch version. They're bumping the multiplayer limit, assuming everyone has the Nintendo Switch 2 version. They're bumping the multiplayer limit up from 8 to 12 people. And then they integrated a camera feature where if you have your camera on, your face will appear over your character's head when you run around so people can tell who you are.
What the fuck? That's kind of sick.
Yeah, that is kind of sick. So, you know, that there is like, I think $5 is worth it for that. But if you're not looking for that, who cares? The big update though, that's free is they're calling it version 3.0. It's going to be for all users on both consoles. They're adding a resort hotel facility, which is like a taste of the Happy Home DLC they had, where you get to decorate rooms. So you don't get to decorate whole houses or anything. You just get to decorate a single hotel room based on a theme. So it's very similar, but it's not the same. And there's a new currency called tickets, and then there's new hotel themed items, and then there's mannequins at the hotel that you can put your own outfits on, and then other people who are visiting the island or your like the animal guests on the island can put the outfits on. And they've added bulk crafting. There's some new, I mean, it's not new, but it's like additional gameplay loops to the whole thing. And so they've added bulk crafting. So if you want to make like 5 of something, you don't have to make them one at a time anymore. You can make all 5 at once.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a huge quality of life update that they're doing. They're adding 2 new storage upgrades, which previously storage capped out at 5,000 items, and they're now the first of the 2 upgrades will bump you to 7,000, and then the second will bump you to 9,000. So almost double your storage.
Also pretty big.
Yeah, they're gonna let you store plants now, plants, flowers, and trees. That was always like a really difficult thing. people would have to like grow their own trees, and if they didn't want a tree anymore, you just dig it up, and you can't put it in your storage, so you would just throw it away, which kind of sucked. Then they added a new character named Rossetti that you can talk to, and he will clean up areas for you, which means if you've put anything down on the ground or done any like decorating of any sort, you can draw an area and he'll clean it all up and put it in storage for you. So you don't have to like figure out how to collect all the stuff or figure out where to put it. He'll just do it for you.
Rossetti resets your
and
ground.
And the cool thing is you can do like a small area that you set. You can do the beach, or you can do the whole island. So he'll delete everything you've placed on the island. Which a lot of people have been begging for a feature like that because they like to move their whole island around, and it's kind of a pain to have to pick all your shit up and then, redo everything. So
yeah, especially if you got a lot of shit like on the ground.
Yeah. And then they have updated the Slumber Island. I guess I should say the dream stuff in general. So there's a character named Luna, and she visits you and you go to sleep, and you were able to upload your island so other people could look at your island online, But now you have 3 dream islands that you can make, and you get to like pick the layout. You get to pick how big it is. There can be small, medium, or large. And then so you have 3 islands. They're basically like creative islands. You can decorate them however you want. You can invite your villagers. You can put houses. But the coolest part about that is you can invite your friends. So you can do it in multiplayer, and your friends can help you terraform, which is not a feature that is in the game currently. And in fact, when you would have friends come over, you can't terraform while they're there. So the fact that they've added this into the Dream Islands is really cool.
That is really cool.
They have added a new souvenir shop that's going to be carrying retro Nintendo items. There's going to be like retro consoles like the NES or the SNES. And each of the consoles, if you buy them, you can play one like little game on them. So like one of them was like Dr. Mario that you can play inside of Animal Crossing. So that was kind of cool. They're adding Lego, like a whole Lego theme set. And then they're adding support for Legend of Zelda and Splatoon amiibo. And they're adding items from both of those game lines, as well as 2 new residents from each game line. So 4 new residents total, which people I think will be excited about, because that's like what everyone wants to do, is like hunt for the residents of their dreams or whatever. But if you like the Zelda ones, you can just get them with your amiibos.
Yeah.
So that's everything. It's a huge content update. It might be their biggest update, actually. They've had some big ones, but this one's pretty good.
That's pretty cool.
Now, the question is it too late or not?
So that game got really big during COVID.
Right. Real big during COVID.
Like pretty much anyone that had a Switch had that game.
Yeah.
And was playing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I mean it might draw people back in. I don't know how many people typically are like playing that nowadays. Like it's been years since it was huge. I'm sure people still do play it though.
Well, I know there's a couple streamers I follow that still play it pretty regularly. And there's certainly people who like to go around and decorate things and like do things like that, but I think this could revitalize it, but I don't know if it's enough to revitalize it like it was. But,
yeah.
The fact that everyone thought it was a dead game and it's getting a huge update is pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. I personally have never played, or I guess, I mean, I have played Animal Crossing, but it's never been like my forte exactly. Fair. But I mean, any game that's popular getting a huge update is always cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully that kind of paves the way for like cheaper Switch 2 edition upgrades too, because like $5 isn't bad.
Especially if it does like way better than other upgrades. Like if more people are buying that one than the other ones, then yeah. I have to say I like the fact that they're doing the 3 dream islands, because it effectively gives you 4 islands total.
Yeah.
Whereas previously, if you wanted another island, you had to have another console, or you had to start your whole save over.
Yeah.
So you either had to, well, you had to have to start your whole save over on another console also, but it was either you had to start your save over on a new console, or you had to start your save over on your own console. So I restarted a couple times, so.
Well, hopefully you learned your lesson, old man.
True. I could have stayed with my very first island. Well, and the other thing is if Rossetti had existed back then, I wouldn't have started over anyway, because I would have just reset the island.
Rossetti spaghetti.
Yeah,
that's true.
So the fact that they've added those nice quality of life updates is just huge.
Yeah, that is huge. Huge.
Yeah. Bigly even.
That's true. So shifting away from games, moving into some movie TV show topics. Very big horror franchise Terrifier is kind of in the spotlight for a not so good thing.
Uh-oh.
One of the actresses, Catherine Corcoran, she was in the first Terrifier. She played a character named Dawn, has launched a lawsuit against the horror flick's director, production company, and executive producer. So one portion of the lawsuit was over pay disputes. She claimed that she agreed to work for a daily rate of just $100 on the basis that she'd receive 1% of profits generated from Terrifier. Which, if that's actually in her contract, that was so big brain of her, because that movie fucking blew up. So I don't know. The lawsuit's still like really early, so I mean, that remains to be seen. But so anyways, that included box office, streaming, live events, and merchandise.
Holy shit, that is huge brain.
Yeah. Because I mean, this was like a small movie, small indie company. Essentially, like, imagine the horror version of no one knowing Star Wars was gonna blow up when it was first made. It was like not quite to that level, because obviously it hasn't been 40 years and like 9 movies, but like the level of success that Terrifier hit was pretty freaking close to that. So Damien Leone and Phil Falcone allegedly failed to pay her sufficient royalties, with her payout from the sequel intermittently amounting to a measly $8,300. The payments became more and more sporadic and dwindled to amounts nowhere near commensurate. But when she challenged her former bosses, they just brushed it off. Another aspect of the lawsuit against her former employers was the nude scene in the first Terrifier film, where she was topless before her death. Her lawyers alleged that the film never obtained Corcoran's informed written consent to be filmed nude, which is required by the Screen Actors Guild. The lawsuit also revealed one alleged moment when Phil Falcone took numerous still photographs of a topless Catherine without her written consent. Which is a little sexual assaulty.
In that realm, yeah.
So the final point of the lawsuit was inhumane conditions in which she was expected to work. They include long hours in below freezing temps in condemned buildings, all without heat and some without bathrooms. Having prosthetics with actual rat feces put on her skin and duct tape over her mouth, and facing a long, painful process to be removed from a piece of plywood.
And being hung upside down.
Yes. So obviously, they're rejecting the claims in the lawsuit. A lawyer for the director and producer said Damien and Phil deny any claims in the complaint and will vigorously defend this lawsuit. I kind of hope she's just scorned and most, if not all of this is not true because I mean, Terrifier was like essentially gore porn, but I mean, they're huge movies now.
True.
There's a planned 4th movie. So it would kind of suck if all this stuff is true and this kind of puts like a knife in the movie. I don't know, we'll see. I feel like this type of thing does happen though, like
a lot too.
Yeah, especially with, well, I mean, not even just small companies, but like even with big companies too, but like, you know, with a small company, they're not expecting it to blow up, you know, so they agree to something kind of crazy, and then much to everyone's surprise, the movie blows up, and so like then they're expected to pay out this actress who had a fucking big brain moment.
True.
And then they just brush her off.
I thought you were gonna take it in the other direction, and I was getting ready to say like shout out Harvey Weinstein, but you were talking about the compensation for your work and not.
Well, I mean the photos
sexual harassment.
Seem a little Weinstein-y.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
So I am a little confused about the topless before her death aspect. So, you know, her lawyers are claiming that the film never obtained her informed written consent to be filmed nude. So I'm a little confused about that aspect because obviously she was filmed nude. So is it like the aspect of like they were just like in the heat of the moment, they're like, all right, now take your top off, and she's like, okay, and like felt peer pressured into it? Or is she trying to say like she didn't know it was going to be in the movie? Or I don't know. That's one of those things.
Yeah,
like
it's one of those things that like maybe it could have been like she was afraid they were going to fire her if she didn't do it, but like could also be one of those things that like, all right, we're going to do a nude scene, and she's like, okay, cool, but like she didn't sign something, so now she's just like, that's like an extra piece of ammo or something.
Yeah, I didn't sign that. Y'all fucked up. Yeah. So one aspect of this lawsuit that I thought was kind of funny is and this kind of leads me to believe that the actress is in the right here. So you know, she was talking about like royalties, and someone, I think it was Damien, the fucking director, but someone was pretty much like, bro, we don't keep records of all that. What do you mean? And it's like, well, you're fucking supposed to.
Yeah. There's a record of it somewhere. Yeah.
Because yeah, that I just feel like that's fucking crazy, dude.
That
like,
is crazy.
To sit there and be like, oh, we don't keep records of that. That's a little insane.
Meanwhile, I got doctors' offices calling me and they're like, hey, we have your fucking shit from you when you were 6 years old, your shot records. Do you still need those? No, dog. Yeah. Shred them.
How
do you think old medical records smell? Think they smell good?
They probably smell like paper.
Or dusty paper. You think they smell like a library? Although they're sitting in like a clinic. So at the one who called me or whatever, they had theirs in the clinic. I think they kept it in the clinic for like 3 years. And then once it hit 3 years of age, they would ship all those documents and like records to a storage warehouse, and the warehouse would hold them for like another 6 years. And then they would like terminate them if they weren't needed.
Holy shit, dog. Like the initial budget of the first movie was only $35,000.
That's insane.
And the film series, I'm assuming over the 3 has earned over 100 million at the box office.
God damn. If you look at their budgets, it starts out at 35,000 and then they just add a zero. It's 250,000 and then you add a zero and it's 2 million.
Oh, that is funny.
If they keep that up, the next one's going to cost them 20 million, dude.
Yeah. Damn it, dude. I want to find that thing, but none of these articles are actually like mentioning.
Maybe they scraped that from the internet.
Yeah. Kind of makes me wonder if it was actually true then. Yeah, because the only thing I'm seeing is like where they're denying the claims and that they're gonna vigorously defend it.
Maybe. Or maybe he actually said that and someone's got a record of it somewhere.
That's true.
And
I'm not too sure. So we'll have to we'll keep following that with the podcast, obviously, because I'm gonna be curious if that ends up killing Terrifier off. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not. I hope it's not true. If it is true, then rip Terrifier. Kill it. Kill the fire. Speaking of getting killed.
Well, hold on. Before you segue into that, I was gonna say, speaking of things we've been tracking with the podcast, I'd like to announce that there are no games coming out between Call of Duty and right now that are above Call of Duty in the pre-order list on PlayStation. Finally. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 base game is actually number 1 and number 2 is the Vault Edition. So it finally crawled its way up to first place. Granted, it is coming out
in like 10 days
in 12 days. So yeah, when you're listening to this, it's like barely over 2 weeks or a week. The funny thing about that though is I checked it last week and it was still number 6. Because Arc Raiders was ahead of it.
So it literally just went up.
It literally, yep. Arc Raiders came out and it got bumped up. So
interesting.
Yep. All right. Anyways, you're talking about
speaking of getting killed. Hit popular MTV show Ridiculousness is finally getting canceled after 46 seasons and 14 years.
I honestly feel like it should have been canceled 20 years ago.
Damn. This dude didn't even want it to be made.
True.
So no more episodes will be produced, and previously produced episodes will air through 2026. So, in case you were curious at how many episodes 46 seasons and 14 years equals to, it is 1,870 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
That is a lot of fucking episodes.
Almost as many episodes as there are of One Piece.
Holy shit, dude. How many episodes is it actually for One Piece?
One Piece, I think, hit 1,200 recently.
That's crazy, dude.
Let me get you
crazy.
Let me get you the exact episode count. It is okay. It's giving me seasons. I don't want seasons.
Yes, do you want story of seasons?
True. So this is saying
pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Bring me pictures of Spider-Man. This is saying it has over 1,140 episodes. So that's 21 seasons.
Damn.
But it says it has more than 1,140 episodes. So I don't know what the fuck that means. They are on hiatus right now, unfortunately. But people are saying the final episode count's going to be around 1,400.
Damn.
Yeah. So I guess technically Ridiculousness has more episodes currently than One Piece.
Not technically, it does.
That's what I said.
You said technically it does. It just does. Not technically.
No, I said it currently does. Didn't I?
This is stupid.
Rewind the tape.
So Rob Dyrdek was getting $32.5 million a year.
God damn.
Yeah.
For that show?
For that show.
That's more
Something
he was making than Rob and Big.
Oh yeah. And that show only ran for like 2 years too.
True, because Big died.
It's true. Something interesting is Rob's production company filed for bankruptcy last month.
Uh-oh.
Which is kind of curious. Like, I wonder, how is he getting 32.5 million a year, but his production company is fucking running out of money?
Maybe his contract is some shit like it's just a flat number that they have to pay him annually, and they're like, hey, we can't fucking afford this anymore.
That kind of makes me wonder. So MTV is alleging that they are killing the show off to shift towards a more curated slate of offerings. But that kind of makes me wonder if they were like, yo, we're getting fucking sick and tired of paying this kid so much money.
Probably that.
Something interesting, not every season, I don't know why, but some seasons of the show will be available on Paramount. So
the licensing of shows and movies is so strange to me, because you don't actually know what's going on behind the scenes. And then like random things happen. There'll be episodes that like you'll get a whole season and then one season will not be available, or like one episode in that season will not be available. And it's because it has like music by some artist who, when they called them and asked them if they could pay for the license to have it on like Netflix or whatever, that artist was like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, fuck you. 10 million.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, okay, well, you just won't have the episode.
Yeah, that shit is always really weird. So I just recently rewatched the Halloween franchise.
All of it?
Yes, all of it.
God damn.
And so watching it was a fucking chore,
I
because
bet.
there's movies all throughout like different services. And so I ended up not being able to watch the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie because it wasn't available anywhere. I did end up finding on my Fire TV, there's an app called Fawsome, like F Awesome. I downloaded that because it said it was available on there. So I download that, I pull it up. Mind you, it took me a second to pull it up because I typed in just Halloween and it wasn't coming up. It's on there specifically as Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Perfect.
So I finally pull it up. I start watching it and it's in fucking Spanish. So I was like, God damn it. It was so funny, dude, because Brickett went to the bathroom and I started it and I hear it's in Spanish and I'm like, oh my God, dog. Like all this work and I can't even fucking watch it. And so I just let it keep playing. And so she comes back in the bedroom and she sits down and she goes, is that a different language? And I go, it sure as shit is. I needed you to hear this because I don't know if you ever listened to something in dubbed in Spanish, but it is not good.
No.
The whole tone is like just completely fucked. And I don't know if you ever seen that version of Halloween, but it's like Michael's family is like essentially white trash. And so you just see like this white trash family like fucking screaming at each other and arguing, but it's like Hispanic voices. And it was so funny.
That almost sounds like the kind of like experience you want to like go out and search for. Just to have like, if you're looking for like pure entertainment, that's
for
what
a funny story. Yeah.
Like that's what you need. Yeah.
But yeah, so like,
there's not like a box set somewhere you could have bought.
Uh, I'm sure there probably is. I don't think those exist in 4K yet.
That's fair.
So I've been buying the movies in 4K. But so, and I ended up, so I wasn't able to find that one. But the second one was on fucking Paramount, I think, the second Rob Zombie movie. So I did watch that one. And I did not watch the three newest ones, Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends, because I recently rewatched those, like
last year.
Yeah, or maybe even since then. I can't quite remember. I feel like it's been more recent than that. But so I ended up skipping those. But yeah, otherwise I watched 1 through 7, I think, technically, and then an 8th movie being the second Rob Zombie Halloween.
Oh yeah.
This was my first time watching Halloween 3, which was a dog shit movie. A lot of people don't like that one because it shifted away from Michael. They wanted to try to make Halloween an anthology type thing. So the movie's just fucking weird. It's really fucking weird.
Damn.
Anyways, that was a lot of rambling. All that to say, the rights to those movies is completely fucked.
This is all about ridiculousness, by the way.
Yeah, this was all about ridiculousness. Can't confirm.
Oh shit.
You ready to go over Crumbl?
Am I ever?
We both skipped this past week, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah,
I was pretty sure I was going to, but you know,
it would have been funny if that was the week you finally decided to get, because like you've skipped the past few.
True.
So that would have been kind of funny.
I think I'm going this week.
Don't be a pussy. Just go.
All right. Let's start off. We got some Martha Stewart collabs. Before we get any further than that, there's no weed in any of the products, unfortunately.
Or Snoop Dogg.
There's no Snoop Dogg either. Well, maybe there's a little Snoop Dogg, but there's no Snoop Dogg, okay? But we got some Martha Stewart. There might be butter.
Stewart?
Yeah. All right, starting off, we have the classic fudge brownie with a glossy chocolate glaze and white chocolate drizzle, which they did some weird fucking latte art stick drag through your shit thing on that.
They did. That looks good as fuck. Their brownies are typically absolutely gas. So
dude, it looks pretty good. I like that there's kind of like some burn, like some char on it. I like that. At least that's what it looks. Yeah, at least that's what it looks like. We got a New York cheesecake. It's like the quintessential cheesecake. I don't think I give a shit about this at all.
Damn.
I don't know, dude. What are your thoughts? You like that?
I like cheesecake. I don't care for a fucking cut in half strawberry on my cheesecake.
But that's like the whole New York cheesecake thing.
I thought the whole New York cheesecake thing was just a straight up plain cheesecake.
Yeah, usually with fruit on top, like a strawberry.
If you say so.
Okay. Then we got the Martha Stewart's chocolate chip cookie thins, which did they replace the other chocolate chip cookie with this chocolate chip cookie?
For this week, yeah.
Either way, it's got chewy centers and semi-sweet chocolate chips. You get 2 cookies with this one. And they're light, apparently. You were saying how many calories are there? Let's just look.
I think it's at like 3 or 350. And that might be for both.
Yeah, 370. Yeah, that's not a lot.
Is that for both or for one?
It doesn't say what the serving size is. So on most of the Crumbl cookies, a serving is 1/4 of the cookie.
Yeah.
So if it's 370 calories and it's 1/4 of this one cookie, that's insane. Oh. Then we got the chocolate tart cookie, which is basically a chocolate pie. There's too much going on this cookie, I think. We have a chocolate crust filled with silky fudge and chocolate mousse, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. So they have a chocolate cookie with 2 different kinds of ooey gooey chocolate shit, and then whipped fucking cream with more chocolate.
True.
If you eat this whole cookie in one sitting, you are going to shit your fucking brains out later. I promise you. Don't ask me why I know that. I just know that, okay?
Big shitter, are you?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. They're called, there's this place, actually it's in Breaking Bad, this place. But not as a restaurant. It's like where he first meets Tuco or whatever, and he throws the blue meth at the window and it blows up. The blue meth.
Oh yeah.
So that building has a restaurant in it on the bottom called Java Joe's, and they have these things called Mayan pancakes, which they're chocolate pancakes, and then they sprinkle chocolate powder on them and drizzle chocolate syrup on them. And then there's chocolate chips in the chocolate like pancakes. And I ate some of those and I was on the toilet for like the next 3 days, dude. It was insane. They are not lying when they say that chocolate's an antioxidant. I don't think that's what antioxidants do, but I'm sticking with it.
W.
Don't eat this whole cookie in one sitting, please. Moving on, we have the coconut layer cake, which actually looks okay. It's got vanilla mousse and it's finished with toasted coconut. This is like kind of like a fancy like dinner party sort of cake. I feel like it's like being hosted by like ritzy people, you know? I don't know.
W Ritzers.
It's like a quintessential Martha Stewart though. Then we have got a pumpkin sheet cake. Pass. Don't want this. Just miss me with that shit.
Keep your stupid comments to yourself because
keep your stupid pumpkin to yourself because
I would love to.
I ain't about that life, brother. I ain't about that life. And then we have the Mile High lemon pie. I hate that name for multiple reasons. One, because it rhymes, but also because it should have been the Mile High cream pie. Everyone knows this.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Golden shortbread crust sounds icky, by the way. I don't like crust in general, but that one sounds particularly bad. And I like shortbread. I just don't like it as a crust. This is probably fine, actually. But I don't.
I'm definitely going to try that brownie. Definitely going to try those cookie thins.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Definitely getting the pumpkin sheet cake, which I know you're not.
You are. Well, Aaron will probably want the pumpkin sheet cake, so
that's true.
Abby thankfully hates that shit just like me, so that's, you know, she's my daughter.
I'm intrigued by the chocolate tart cookie. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but I am gonna try it.
It's one of those chilled cookies. Their chilled cookies are kind of just like
always misses. Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know.
Always miss, in my opinion. I'm sure there's some breed of human out there that like exclusively likes their chilled cookies.
Lil Voders. Actually, Lil Voders hates Crumbl.
I was gonna say
she's Team Insomnia. Yeah, she does. All right, we got some holiday tree cake cookies in certain stores this week as well. They're testing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they're testing. So we got one in Minnetonka. We got one
through
in
the secret menu.
Springville, huh?
Are you seeing that through the secret menu? I don't have a fucking secret menu this week.
Me either.
Allegedly. I mean, they've done that before, but
Valencia, California. What's this one? There's a pumpkin cream pie testing this week also in select markets. What's this? Cookies and cream cheesecake.
I think every pumpkin pie is a cream pie when I'm around. Yeah.
Okay. That's why I don't be eating pumpkin pies, friends. In Sherman, Texas, they're gonna have a maple bacon cookie. That sounds very Texan.
No one gives a fuck about Sherman, Texas, brother.
You're just upset because Sherman is your dad's name.
It's not.
It's close enough.
It was my grandfather's name, though. Not even my dad's dad either.
Wasn't your dad's dad? Is your mom's dad?
Yeah.
Damn. Also, just two more quick little blurbs. Dodgers won the World Series against the Blue Jays, which I was talking to my friend about this. I know we don't ever cover sports, but I just thought this was interesting. I was talking to my friend about this because it went to the 7th game for the World Series. Usually it's the first to 4 wins, right? And it doesn't always go to the 7th. But the Blue Jays haven't been in the World Series for 32 years or something like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's been a while for them. I think it was like 32 or 36 or something like that. It's been a long time since they've been to a World Series. But Dodgers beat them anyway, so get fucked.
True, get fucked indeed.
And also Dwayne, what is his last name? Roberts. Dwayne Roberts? Dwayne Roberts. Yeah, Dwayne Roberts passed away at the age of 88 this week. For those of you who don't know, because I didn't know who the fuck this guy was before today, he invented the frozen burrito in 1956. Yeah. W creator of a very quintessential item for, I don't know.
Burrito Man.
Yeah, true. Burrito Man.
I think we need a quintessential counter because I think you've said that like fucking.
It's been like 4 times. No, it has not been 10, probably 4.
You said it 4 times exclusively talking about Martha Stewart cookies.
Hey, shut the fuck up. You're the quintessential bald man. How about that? You quintessential bitch.
True.
That's just the fucking Bader Meinhof. Yeah, it's the Bader Meinhof or whatever. You heard it once, and now it's all you're hearing.
Dude, that kid has said that fucking word 6 times this week.
Bader Meinhof? No, just the once. The one other time. Yeah.
6 other times.
I was calling it the Dunning-Kruger effect or whatever, which maybe is the same thing. That's the one where you think you're smart, but you're actually stupid. Because I brought that up, and Daniel quickly enlightened me on what that theory is, and I was like, oh, my bad. I forgot you were the king of Dunning-Kruger or whatever.
Damn. 3 games this week.
Oof.
October 30th through November 6th, you can still get Bendy and the Ink Machine and FNAF Into the Pit.
Hell yeah. Shout out Five Nights at Freddy's.
True. That game's like different, by the way. We didn't really talk about it. But that is not your typical FNAF experience.
You're not like a fucking pizza employee working at a pizza place
looking at a fucking camera. Yeah, no, it's like a side scroller or some shit. I don't know, it looks weird.
What the fuck? That's
starting. Yeah, it looks really weird. Starting on the 6th through the 13th of November, you can get Felix the Reaper and Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Also, real quick about that, I was clicking around on Epic and I'm a little confused because you can already get Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. It is currently free.
That is a free to play like game like Raid Shadow Legends. And what they're going to give us on Thursday is a pack of sorts. Like it would be like a paid pack that you would normally spend money on, or equivalent to that. What was I just gonna look up? Oh, don't forget, with the Game Pass price hike starting now in November, the Fortnite Crew Pass will be part of Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
And that is starting on, apparently it has already started in November. So it's November, so it started. Well, when I first, okay. So this says November 18th, and this other thing says is an added benefit for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members and began in November 2025. But this is saying it starts November 18th. So I don't know. Anyways, it's November. Maybe it's already started. This on Epic's website is saying November 18th. But just, you know, keep you in the loop. I don't know if anyone has both of those services, but if you do, you can cancel your Fortnite Crew through Epic or PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, because you'll now have it bundled with Game Pass.
That's pretty sick.
Starting on the 18th. Yeah. So there you go. That's episode 32 of Between a Rock and a Bald Spot.
Yeah, it is.
Oh. What if it was between a bald and a rock spot?
It's that as well.